Hey guys, and welcome to Junkyard Mechanics. I'm here with a 1998 Camry XLE V6. Today I'm going to do an oil change and just show you guys the basic steps on how to do it. So after jacking up the vehicle and supporting it with a jack stand, you're going to want to come over here to where you'll find a 14mm bolt for the oil pan. I already loosened it up. What you're going to do is loosen it and take it out. And then you're going to let all the oil drain into the pan. Alright, so while the oil is draining down below, I'll show you this is the oil filter. It's supposed to be on hand tight, but if yours isn't, you have to get an oil wrench. These are what they look like. So whatever one fits that, I would recommend that. But anyways, so we're going to undo this here. And when you put it back on, it's just going to go on hand tight. Alright, so after you take off the old one, just compare it with the new one to make sure they're the same size. I have gotten the wrong size before because when you go to a service desk and you give them the specs on the car, sometimes they give you the wrong one. It's just the nature of the business. So you have the new one here. I recommend dipping your finger in the new oil and then slathering the ring of it with oil, so that way it soaks into it and actually moistens it. It'll be less likely to fail if you do that. So after you put the oil on the gasket, you're going to come down here with the new oil filter. It's going to be hard to see, but you're going to put it back exactly where you took the old one off. And again, you're just going to be spinning this one on hand tight. So after you put in the new oil filter, you're going to come back down here underneath the car and you're just going to put the drain bolt back in, snug that up. And then you're ready to put some oil in. Alright, so now you're ready to put some oil in. You're going to take off this oil cap. Just give it a twist. Take your funnel, put the funnel in. This vehicle does take 6.1 liters of oil. I do recommend full synthetic for colder climates like I do live in. And then, yeah, I usually put in about 3 liters of oil or so, 4 liters. And then I check the level. And make sure you do remove the jack that's on the side of your vehicle, so that way you can get an accurate gauge. After you put in a few liters of oil, I usually check the gauge with the vehicle properly on the ground and level. The reason why I only put a few liters in at first, just to check, because your vehicle is up on the air. Unless you're using a hoist, then it's perfectly level in the air. I'm not, so I usually check the level after a few liters. And sometimes people are wrong when they tell me the specifications on a vehicle, but they did say this one did take 6.1 liters. And to check the level, you're gonna grab the dipstick here, pull it out, give the entire thing a wipe with a rag, put it back in the hole, all the way down, pull it back out. And just to show you, the first hole here is an add marker, and the second one is going to be a full marker. So you're going to want to get it up to the second hole. You don't want to go much past the second one. If you do put too much oil in and it's way past the second hole, you're going to want to drain some out. It is a tedious and mundane project, but if you put too much oil in, that could wreak havoc on your engine. Yeah, just keep on adding the oil in a little bit at a time while checking the dipstick, making sure you're not going past full. I like to run the vehicle after I get to that second marker on the dipstick, just for a little while, so that way the oil collects in the oil filter, and then shut it off, wait a little while, and that way you can check the dipstick again, see if the level changed. It usually does, and that way you can just add in a little bit more oil just to get it up to that second marker. And while you're running the vehicle, look underneath it with a flashlight, making sure you're not profusely leaking any oil because you did something wrong. I've had it before where I've had a bad oil filter. The gasket went immediately on it and it started profusely leaking oil. So just watch out for those common things. And if this video helped you, hit the thumbs up and subscribe.